morning, everyone. Sarah here. Hi there, Frozen Breeze. I see you over there. I'm going to be playing Labyrinth of Time. This is a game that I play... It's 3 a.m. My cat woke me up. I just slept all afternoon and night. Well, most of the night. And I'm feeling kind of melancholy. So this is a game I play when I'm feeling kind of... and there's not much else to do. Alright, I'm going to cut the music. Give me a second. Alright. Let's switch over to the screen. Okay. And I'll get the game started, and I'll explain more as I'm going. This is an old adventure game for the Macintosh. It came out about the same time as Myst. They were comparative, but they're not really the same game at all. Look who's back. Back again. Scene's back. Alright, like I said, Labyrinth of Time. This is just a first-person adventure game. Uses cards. We'll see. 8 p.m. The end of another long gray day at work. You're not even sure what day it is. Your calendar says it's Friday. It is Friday. The days all seem pretty much the same anymore. Friday, the end of a week. You know that all you have to look forward to is a long, uneventful weekend at home. The prospect is not exciting. I do control this, but I don't want to click through it too quickly accidentally. It's hard to say when your days all began to feel the same, dull as old chrome and without joy. You sigh and lock up the office. Out in the thick air of the city, you pass people in buildings without really seeing them. You know that to them, you have no face either. Was it always as dull as this? Is the air of desperation that hangs over the street real, or imagined? It doesn't really matter, does it? You descend into the guts of the subway station. With any luck, the train won't break down tonight. It never seems to break down on your way to work, only on the way home. I'm sorry, it's a hypercard game. More dull chrome and gray shadows. You keep wondering what's wrong with the city, or with you. You buy your ticket. By hypercards, I mean that it's like a slideshow, like the original Myst was. So, you'll see. You wonder idly if you should change your job or move away. And also, thanks for watching, Frozen Breeze OC. I like having you around, and I'm amazed you're still awake at this time. You know you won't do either. That's move away or change your job, you won't do either. You wait without eagerness for the subway train. Here it is, you step on board. You board the train, but as you enter you feel strange. I'm being very careful because sometimes I click through this too quickly. Suddenly you feel as though you are being pulled in a direction you never knew existed. Once there, you seem to be pulled inside out. Flashing warning, by the way. People with photosensitivity issues should look away. Sorry, I remembered at the very last second. It's done now. The world itself seems to be changing. You reach for something to hold on to, but there's nothing there. A strange figure appears. Raising his head, he looks at you. I'm sorry to rip you from your normal life, mortal. I have no choice. My name was Daedalus. When I was alive long ago in your world, I was the master craftsman of the ancient world. I am a spirit now. For ages I have dreamed in the land of the dead. I once served King Minos of Crete. For him I built a labyrinth near his palace where he kept the bestial minotaur of legend. Bestial, something like that. The spirit of Minos has long been a judge of the dead, but now he hopes to return to the land of the living. He has enslaved me, and now I'm building a new labyrinth for him. I can neither refuse nor escape. He does look like Captain Bible. In fact, I think they might have ripped the model. You must help me. If I complete the new labyrinth, the power of Minos will be unstoppable. By the way, this new labyrinth is not a simple maze. I am far more powerful than I was in life. And what Minos has made me build is unique. The labyrinth is built outside of your space and time, but penetrates your world in many ages. Giggity. Once it is finished, the spirit of King Minos will be able to reach any place in the universe at any time he chooses. He will use the power of the labyrinth to conquer all of space and time. I am unable to resist Minos, who holds my spirit prisoner. I have drawn you out of time and space, the first mortal I could reach. You alone can stop Minos from ruling the land of the living. I can do little to aid you. All I can say is that you must destroy the labyrinth before it is complete. If you do, I will be freed. This time, I will not be trapped again. It is possible. We must find a way, for all our sakes. I wish you good fortune, mortal. You must be clever, and careful, and swift. I can say no more. The spirit of Daedalus fades from view. Oh, this may be awkward and frightening. It is neither dull nor gray. Just like the Wizard of Oz! Alright, so like I said, this is a hypercard game. Basically, we move and churn in increments, and we go through the labyrinth like this. Looking at the map, we've got ourselves a map. You see that each room is made of nodes that go in each direction. So, I just want to explore the whole thing. Oh! Dang it. I'm lowering the volume on the game. Could you at least hear me? Hopefully it wasn't so loud that you couldn't hear me talk while I was reading the story. Otherwise I wasted my time. Okay, good. Thanks, Frozen Breeze. You are a lifesaver. I had no idea if it was going to be too loud. Alright, and I am basically just going to be going through this game. I've played it about 1,000 times before. Hey look, a toilet. Flush. So, as you probably gathered from the beginning of this game, it is... I'm going to turn it further down. Alright, it is based heavily on the myth of the Labyrinth from Greek mythology. The door is locked. If you are unfamiliar, these people do not want to be disturbed. If you're unfamiliar with the story of the Labyrinth, I will explain more as we play along. But the basic necessity that you need to know is that King Minos, the wardrobe is locked, built a labyrinth under the city of Knossos at Crete to house his, I guess you would call it stepson, the Minotaur. Yes, the wallpaper. This is a hotel in the 1910s is where we currently are. I'm going to go upstairs. The music, by the way, is all, what's it called? Open source? Whatever the version of open source for music is. I forget the word. Public domain. The music is all public domain, so I don't have to worry about that. The artist took it from a collection of music. First I'm going to look at this. And, so we've got ourselves a sliding puzzle here, but we do not know the solution. We will find that later. Royalty-free public domain, yeah, that's it. So, the person who made this, locked door, took the music from a collection, and, actually, back in the 90s, you heard it a couple places. Ooh, time warp, time to do a time warp. The place I remember hearing it most is from The Adventures of Pete and Pete. They used the same music library. We are now on a train. This door does not open, and it never opens. The indicator here shows that there should be something in that direction, but I have never figured out how to open this door, and looking online, no one has ever figured out how to open this door, so maybe this game has secrets that we have yet to find. There is another door like that later in the game. Ah, there's the maze center. There's the center of the maze is this floating ziggurat with the Triforce of Power, with the Triforces upon Triforces on top. We'll get there later, obviously. I'm now in an Old West town. Revolver Springs Saloon. I actually can't read that because it's too small. Hold up. Rich, unlied proprietor, established 1873. I think that's what it says. grab ourselves some whiskey. Yeah, take the whiskey bottle. Yeah, it's kind of... You saw a lot of these games after Myst was created. This one actually predates Myst by a few months. But of course, because it was just not... You know, it wasn't as big as Myst. This bottle is empty. I wanted my corn whiskey. Yeah, I had to make the screen a lot bigger in order to read it. I guess I could have looked at it. Ann Cooper, 1860 to 1881. John Doe, died 1871. Big Earl Ardrey, 1854 to 1875. And Mad Dog Madigan, 1834 to 1882. Had it coming. Oh, I could have looked at it. Yeah, Rich Unland, proprietor, established 1878. So, the mystery of this town is we have to figure out... This town is destroyed shortly after we visit it, and this is 1882. So we have to figure out what happened to it. The Daily Bullet. It is April 30th, 1882. We got ourselves a printing press here, but no paper. Sheriff's office. This is what we're here for. Right here, in this drawer, is a key. Wanted, Wildman Daniels, Fred or alive. I want my epitaph to read fuck. Yeah, this guy got fucked pretty bad. So bad that he is dead. Alright, we got ourselves... It's gonna be a little bit loud. We're trying to move this minecart, but there appears to be something in the way. You ought to open that first. But nothing happened. We cannot move this, and we have no idea what it is. So let's move along. Let's just go back then. Back to the hotel in the 80s. Actually, we're in an office building now. Alright, we got a key. But what does the key open? Yeah, this game, it tries to skirt around issues like death and sexuality, but you will notice that this stream is labeled with sexual content, and you will find out later why that is. Cameo Fred or alive. You know what? I forgot about that there was even a Fred, that the Fred movies even existed. Alright, people with chlorophobia. I warn you right now, we're gonna see a giant clown face that's laughing at us. Isn't that just so beautiful? So beautiful. Oh wait, into the clown. This is a sub-maze. We have a couple of these. We've got mazes within mazes. Fred Figglehorn versus Ivy. I forgot Fred existed until you mentioned him. I kind of preferred forgetting that Fred existed. So, I'm going to be trying to fill in the map entirely. So I'm going to be following the left-hand rule, or right-hand rule here for a second. Oh, there's another clown. We can't get over to past that way, though. One of the things that... Life will never let me forget Fred. Oh, God. Poor, poor Ocean Breeze. Okay, we got Morgan, the fortune teller here. Whoop, wrong button. Okay, Morgan. Hey, Morgan, how you doing? I'm gonna save real quick, because I'm gonna do something stupid. See... Save. Empty slot. Oh, I saved in the wrong slot. That's okay, I have my old save backed up anyways. Alright, let's see what Morgan does. We've got a 25-cent coin. Let's use it on Morgan's coin slot. Oh, first of all, we have to get close to the coin slot. Inventory. Use. Here. What if all clowns were very big? I'm actually... You will wish you had that coin back. Alright, if you say so. Let's load our game. Alright, we got that coin back now. Ocean Breeze. Add that one to one of my nicknames. Oh, jeez. I'll remember to call you whatever you want. If you have a name you want me to call you by, because Frozen Breeze, Ocean Breeze, Breezy? I was thinking of just calling you Breezy. Alright, oh, in a control room facing south. Alright, so I forgot to pick something up. I went through the entire maze, and I forgot to pick something up on the other side of it, so we're going to have to go back through the maze. But luckily now we have a full map. So let's just go back through that maze real quick. I've played this game so often, I can just pretty much go quickly through this maze. Alright, here we are. Alright, so the key we picked up upstairs opens this door. So let's use the key, brass key, use, open. The wardrobe is unlocked. Breezy, one of my favorite Gmod YouTubers of 2015. My favorite YouTubers of 2025. Yeah, whoops. I'm giving away the future, sorry guys. Oh! I did not realize I said Ocean Breeze. I am not listening to myself most of the time. Alright, looks like we've got... Oh, I keep thinking P is pick up, but P opens the map. T is take. T is take. Alright, you take the card key, you take the journal. Let's take a look at the journal. I'm not going to read it all, but I will give you the gist of it. My favorite YouTuber of 2025 is Princess Serene. Aww. Look at the journal. Oh, use the journal. Journal of Professor Martin Garrett, April 1912. That's my new nickname. 4-3-12. I begin this journal as I prepare for my second expedition to the ziggurat of the Sorcerer King. That is near Uxmal. That is the ziggurat we keep seeing at the edge of the labyrinth, or at the center of the labyrinth. A full account of my first attempt to excavate the site appears in my journal for 1910, but briefly. The excavations which had begun so well ended in failure. We were successful in locating the site in our preliminary dig, but failed to gain access to the hidden treasure room that was apparently found by the notorious outlaw and adventurer Mad Dog Madigan. Hey, we know that name. He's dead. He's in Revolver Springs. In the year 1880. Legend has it that Madigan found the chamber and meant to return, and that he kept a map that revealed the treasure chamber. How many times I've wished I could find that map. If it exists, I even visited the site of the town of Revolver Springs, where Madigan was said to have been buried, but I was unable to locate the old cemetery. I've always believed he had the map with him when he died, but I have gotten ahead of myself. The reason the ziggurat of the Sorcerer King is so fascinating is that he, whose name is not recorded anywhere, nearly conquered the whole of Mayan civilization during his brief and terrible reign. If I'm to prove my theories about the fall of the Mayans, I simply have to find this secret room. I am now convinced that the mysterious talisman he's said to have used does exist, and may be hidden there. As the source of his power, it promises to be a unique example of Mayan art, and may tell us a great deal about the dark side of their beliefs. It is no exaggeration to say that my career depends on this discovery. All my work has pointed toward conclusions that can only be proved by what I believe is hidden under the ziggurat. You never know when the Twitch mods are watching. Oh, that does sound like something else. Okay, I will be careful. Good point. Yeah, I get worried because I keep getting dinged for swearing and sexual content. So I try to mark them. There's a mature filter on this stream, but kids keep showing up, and I'm like, I don't want kids in this stream that much, or at all, really. I don't really like kids. Sorry to any kids out there. I don't like kids. Anyways, so the gist of this journal is that he has been that Professor, I forgot his name already, has been searching for the treasure room under the ziggurat of the Sorcerer King, and Mad Dog Madigan has the key, but he cannot find the place where Madigan is buried. Alright, so basically, two things that he says he's missing, or he says he's missing his lucky shirt, and he needs a clue as to where the cemetery from Revolver Springs is located. Both things that we can get him because we are time travelers. Alright. So basically, we need to get him some intel and his lucky shirt. Kids are pretty cringe. That's true. Alright, back through the maze. Alright. So this is actually a teleporter. What is this? These are katakana. It says Kemaya. I don't know why it says Kemaya. That seems to be a name or something. It's not important. We're not supposed to know Japanese for this game. We have a teleporter keycard. Use. Slot. I don't remember which one we need to go to first. I'm going to go to, I think, green. Let's go green first. Yeah, I was pretty cringe when I was a kid. Oh my god, we're in space. Space! Yeah, katakana is in this game. I don't, well, I guess because the person who developed the teleporter is, Japanese. Anyway, New Worlds Development, a division of Terra Nova Development, welcomes you to the digital library on the NWD space station in Earth orbit! Exclamation point. We hope you'll find your visit enjoyable and informative. The public interface to the library archives is a simple terminal located south of this room. From the terminal's main menu, you can select a wide variety of subjects using the easy point-and-click display. Within the library archives is a vast array of information. It will take several years to transfer the remainder of human experience to our databanks. We regret that the rest of the space station is closed to the public due to the cost of liability insurance, but there are several windows in the library hallway which will offer a view of space that surrounds us all, as well as a spectacular view of the Earth below. We hope you'll enjoy your stay with us. On leaving, you may return to your teleportation station or continue on to the NWD Lunar Library. In case of emergencies, a special emergency transporter is available for use south of the library terminal. New Worlds Development, a division of Terra Nova Development. The sky is not the limit. That was a Wing Commander reference? Oh, I didn't even catch that. Oh. Oh, your words were a Wing Commander reference. I get it now. Alright, so we got the library terminal, and we got another view of the maze center. That's about all that's up here. Oh, and another teleporter. Alright. So let's look at the library. I am not going to read everything in the library. It'll take, like, hours to read everything in here. First up, I'm going to read the message from the librarian. I have lost all contact with the company headquarters on Earth, and with the lunar settlement as well. There was little warning. Over the past few days, there have been many sightings of a creature who calls himself King Minos, the name of the legendary king of ancient Crete. Most of these sightings involve very unlikely events, such as Minos appearing suddenly in the middle of a United Nations conference and somehow transporting the Security Council to parts unknown. Many apparently supernatural events involving this King Minos have been reported from all over the world. It seems impossible that a single person or entity could appear simultaneously in every nation of the Earth. I hesitate to repeat these stories about mystical powers, death rays, and miraculous events. Minos has been credited with causing volcanoes to erupt, tidal waves to wipe out islands and coasts, and all manner of natural disasters. Minos has appeared on television and video phone channels throughout the world and demands that all nations submit to him. As soon as any government tries to mount a defense, Minos seems to appear just in time to prevent them. Most of the world's nations had already surrendered by the time I lost communications. As the communications link was severed, a power surge devastated the library archives. Almost all our data has been destroyed, leaving little still available in the terminal. I was alone on the station at the time, and no message and no person has reached me since. I am not sure how safe the station's teleportation devices are. In fact, I am not sure that there is any place to go. I have been trying to recover the library data for the past 12 hours. I suppose I do this out of duty, since that sort of disaster is exactly what the library is here for, to preserve the accumulated knowledge of humankind. I have done my best, but there is very little left to save. Especially puzzling is that among the damaged data, I found many references to this King Minos, as though he has simultaneously appeared at every age of the Earth's history to demand our surrender. I have purged these references, since obviously they were not here originally, but their presence troubles me. It is possible that this King Minos has somehow appeared not in only every nation of Earth, but throughout all time too? That he is some sort of supernatural creature who has found a way into our dimension and controls both space and time. If that is possible, I begin to wonder, could he actually be the Minos of legend, returned from the land of the dead, with powers we cannot understand? I have been working far too long, I think. These are ridiculous fantasies. Whatever he is, and it seems more likely that he is an alien being, or a whole army of aliens who look alike, he cannot be the spirit of an ancient king. How long will it take before this creature notices me here in orbit? I will continue these notes, if I am able, after I get some rest. I hope that there will be someone, someday, to read them. Hey, that's me! Yeah, Minos, with the power of the Labyrinth, Minos is able to go to any point in time that he wishes. But luckily, so are we, so we can counteract what he does. Alright, so this section tells us about Terra Nova Development and the Orbital Library. Basically, Terra Nova Development is the fake company that came out of this, the company that made this game. So, company history. Founded in 1990 by Michael Todorovic and Bradley W. Shank, Terra Nova Development began as a humble entertainment software company. With the success of the company's titles, I'm sorry guys, I have bad news for you guys. Anyways, it soon branched out and began other ventures, and by the year 2005 it began research into space settlements. The coming years saw the development of an orbital space station lunar colony and beginnings of Mars terraforming project, all overseen by Terra Nova's division of the New World's development. So basically, what they're saying here is that this game became the launching point for development or colonization of space, which is a high and lofty goal. I give it to them. So Bradley Shank and Michael Todorovic, we'll see them throughout the game. They are the creators of this game. I'm just going to skip ahead to how they die. As Terra Nova Development branched out into other ventures, Shank continued his active role in game design and illustration up until his tragic death while trying to convert a convertible sports car into a space vehicle. To this day, that experiment continues its stable orbit, with Shank at the wheel, and is known by astronomers as the Ragtop satellite. So this guy's pretty much like Elon Musk, unfortunately. Game developers turn into astronauts, that's a goal. Yeah, if these guys were like if Elon Musk weren't an idiot. Anyways, we're skipping through to this guy's death. However, at the high point of his success, Todorovic mysteriously disappeared during a news conference as he was about to become the first human to be teleported across California. A power surge apparently interrupted the teleportation process. It is not clear where, or even if, Todorovic might have reintegrated. Shanks at the wheel. Shanks at the wheel. Alright, that's enough about the company. Let's look at the orbital library. It's just a library preserving human knowledge, like they said. Alright, science and technology. Teleporters. I don't need to read this. Basically, the teleporters that we're using, of course, they're kind of unstable, and we might get disintegrated while using them, so yay! Real quick, let's see if I can find the name of the person who developed it. Okay. It doesn't say anything about why there's Japanese on the teleporter. I guess they just wanted something that looked cool. Yeah, I heard about Elon Musk turning Twitter into X. Apparently he tried to turn PayPal into X way back in the day. Alright. I'm not going to read everything about the history in these sections. As you can see, there's a lot of sections. We would call videos put onto X videos. Alright, so European history, ancient Crete is the only thing that survived. Legend of the Labyrinth. I will read this all out, and this is going to be why there's a sexual content warning on this stream. So here we go. This is the one thing I always read when I'm playing this game. In the ancient days, before the land of Greece was called Greece, the Mediterranean Sea was ruled by the people of Crete. The Cretans... we actually get the word Cretan from Crete. It's used as an insult by the Greeks, and passes all the way down to us. Anyways, the Mediterranean Sea was ruled by the people of Crete. The Cretans, in turn, were ruled by the king Minos, whose palace was built at Knossos, near the sea. The merchants and navies of Crete sailed throughout that part of the world, selling Cretan goods to the Greeks and others, and taxing them for protection from pirates of the sea. For the most part, these pirates were also Cretans, but they collected the tax anyways, and that's why we use it as an insult. An Athenian named Daedalus was the greatest craftsman of his time. He was forced to flee Athens and became the master builder of Minos' kingdom on Crete. His many inventions gained him the favor of King Minos. The palace at Knossos was equipped with 3 different systems for running water, one for drainage, one for drinking, and one for sewage. Minos' queen Pasiphae and her daughters became very fond of Daedalus and often asked him for amusing inventions or for help with their problems. So things continued for a long and happy time. Some say that Minos angered Poseidon, god of the sea. Others, that Queen Pasiphae boasted and offended Aphrodite, the goddess of love. For whatever reason, it happened that a great white bull appeared on the island of Crete, the largest and most handsome bull ever seen. No. For the missing part of this story, ask the librarian for the adult password. Alright, now you don't need the adult password because I'm going to tell you this story right now. So, after this bull, this spectacular white bull appeared on the island, Pasiphae requested that Daedalus build her a hollow cow, and she climbed inside that hollow cow, and when she was inside, the white bull did its business. So, anyways, and so Minos, enraged at Daedalus, because of that, she became pregnant with what we know as the Minotaur. So basically, the Minotaur was the result of this union between bull and human. And so Minos, enraged at Daedalus, forced him to build his greatest and most lasting monument. Trojan horse sex doll, that's what it was. The hollow cow. I love this story. I don't know why. Bestiality is always just kind of like, ha, funny. Anyways, and so Minos, enraged at Daedalus, forced him to build his greatest, most lasting monument, the Labyrinth. This was a huge and confusing maze, more vast than any maze seen in the ancient or modern world. Daedalus himself was imprisoned, together with his son Icarus, beneath the labyrinth. You probably know about the legend of Icarus already. So this does link into the legend of Icarus in different ways. Also the legend of Perseus and Ariadne. Is it Perseus? Whatever. We'll find out in a second. At the labyrinth center, King Minos placed the Minotaur, the beast with the head of a bull and body of a man that was the son of Queen Pasiphae. The Minotaur raged and thundered at the labyrinth's heart, but could not escape. Every year Minos sent the Greek cities for a tribute of gold, and now, for young men and women, these Minos sent into the labyrinth, where they were slain and devoured by the Minotaur. No one could stand against the navies of King Minos, and so the tribute continued for many years. During these years, Daedalus and his son Icarus escaped from beneath the labyrinth, but that tragic story does not concern us now. Eventually, a Cretan ship brought from Athens a shipment of young men and women, Theseus. With them was Theseus, the heir of the throne of Athens. Theseus won the love of Ariadne, one of the daughters of Minos, and she swore to help him kill the Minotaur. When Theseus was brought to the labyrinth, Ariadne was waiting for him just inside. Silently, she handed him a razor-sharp sword forged by Daedalus, and she herself carried a magical ball of string that the master craftsman had given her. She tied one end of the string to a pillar, and it rolled out ahead of them, leading straight to the heart of the maze. When they reached the center of the labyrinth, the Minotaur leapt out at Theseus, and they fought a deadly battle. The Minotaur was much larger than a man, and Theseus was a short, wiry prince. If half the Minotaur's blows had landed, Theseus would have been battered to the floor. The prince danced in and out beneath the beast's horns, and struck again and again. At last, as the sharp horns swept over his head, Theseus struck with all his strength, and the Minotaur's huge head went flying from his shoulders. Grabbing the head as proof of his victory, the prince followed Ariadne out of the labyrinth. As they emerged, the earth itself began to shake, and the maze and palace at Knossos were toppled to the ground. Theseus, Ariadne, and the other Athenians ran for the harbor, where they sank Minos' ships and set sail for Athens. The rule of King Minos was ended. While Minos is remembered for his evil deeds, he was considered in ancient and medieval times to have been the first real judge in Europe. In his early reign, he was famous for delivering justice from his throne. Indeed, his reputation may have outlived him in more ways than one. When Dante had a vision of the Inferno, King Minos presided over the court of the dead. The ancient king had a task of choosing what part of hell to send souls to, so it would seem that his power continued to grow even after death. Since he has no other poet has ventured there since Dante, it's hard to say what Minos has become since then. Okay, I'm done. Pasiphae's pussy was never the same again. You know, if you're not... I don't want to get too deep into it, but bull penises are very thin and long. They're designed to go... I believe that cows have multiple wombs. I'm not sure on this one, but basically they're designed to go very deep because a cow's uterus is very long and narrow. So I would imagine that having sex with a bull would be kind of painful on the cervix for a human. Alright, anyways, I'm just going to get caught up on what Frozen Breeze has been saying. Icarus, Kid Icarus Uprising, the best game on the 3DS. I have to play Kid Icarus Uprising. Must go down to Tower of Daedalus to defeat the Minotaur. I finally understand what that line means. Fun fact, Dante's Inferno was the very first piece of fanfiction. Yes, Dante was actually putting people that he hated into his work. So when you see like people mentioned by name, those were his political enemies. He was part of the... I think he was part of the White Guelphs. They were at war with the Black Guelphs. Basically, they had disagreed. They disagreed on who was Pope. So he put a lot of his political enemies into the into hell in Inferno, basically saying, "Haha, you're going to hell." All right, we are in space again. Cow uterus and bull dick. I know a lot about animal genitalia. Do not ask how. I used to breed horses, so I don't shy away from stuff like that, and it's actually very interesting learning about animal breeding. Yep, his fan fiction. Well, it's not really in the Bible. It's more like it's accepted as Catholic dogma. So basically, Catholicism does consider the Inferno to be canon to the Bible. At least as far as I understand it. New Worlds Development welcomes you to the Museum on the Moon! We hope you'll find your visit enjoyable and informative. By the way, this is the most reading I'm going to do in the game. After this, there's no more reading, I promise you. Throughout the museum, you'll find monitors like this which would explain the exhibits. Alright, that's all we really need to know. Alright, so this is a museum. We see that one of the exhibits is heavily damaged. That will come into effect later. Display damaged. See curator for further information. We got ourselves a loot. The European lute, popular between the 15th and 17th century, was typically built with a round back and strong gut. Its frets were used on the fingerboard. These were generally short pieces of gut tied in place. This lute is based on medieval Eastern Europe traditional instruments from Iraq, the oud, and Iran, the tambour, although local variations appear throughout the Middle East and Eastern Europe. This example was acquired by blah 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 from the Lockman collection of musical instruments to the efforts of Ray Giles, curator. Alright, so what we're learning here is that most of these pieces, we've got ourselves a cuckoo, German clock, a statue. In fact, let's look at the statue. It's funny, they actually put the wireframes that they used to create them into the game. I'll explain my horse breeding backstory. Just give me a second. The origin of this interesting female statue is shrouded in mystery. It was discovered in the luggage compartment of a 1993 Morgan Plus 8 Roadster, formerly the property of late Bradley W. Schenck. Ha! One of the people who made this game. Efforts to date the statue have been inconclusive, and its provenance is as much a mystery as the fact that it could fit in the luggage compartment. The statue became the property of New Worlds Development because no one was in the parking garage of the company when the statue was discovered. And then a gramophone. We've seen this gramophone before. This was in the hotel in 1912. This is a primitive music player from around the year 1912, formerly the possession of noted archaeologist Professor Martin Garrett. Hey, we have his journal. Professor Garrett carried this gramophone with him on all his expeditions, including his disastrous final visit to the ziggurat of the Sorcerer King near Uxmal in Central America. New Worlds Development takes pride in presenting this artifact, interesting not only as technology, but as a memento of a brilliant, if misguided, scientist. The gramophone was obtained from Professor Garrett's estate. NWD purchased the entire estate outright, although unfortunately there were no items of archaeological value. Alright, so what we're finding out is that Professor Garrett is the progenitor, or is the owner of all this stuff. So if we can get him to find something special, it might end up in here. Iran and Iraq. I don't think they have actual English meanings. What they were saying here is that the instruments, the guitar, the lute, comes from the Iraqi instrument, the oud, and the Iranian instrument, the tambour. Those were the versions of the instrument in those regions of the world. Alright, looking out on the moon. This window faces on a typical lunar landscape outside the lunar settlement of New Worlds Development. Depending on the time of day, a spectacular Earthrise may be visible here. Someday the entire settlement will be open to the public, including guided tours to the various spectacular landmarks that make the moon a unique vacation spot for the entire family. Until then, please enjoy this simple panoramic view of a taste of things to come. Please refrain from touching the window. We wouldn't want another accident. Another accident? Well, that's grim. Anyways, we're here for this machine. So we'll find out what this machine does later, but for now I'm going to pull the red and yellow levers. You'll find out why later. And we've got ourselves a belt of some sort. Let's just take that belt. You take the alien belt. Let's put it on. Fashion souls! Ooh, it flashes when we wear it. Alright, that's all the reading in the game, I promise. So, let's go... Whoops. We're going back to the space station, And from the space station, we can continue onward with the game. Lever machine looks like the world's best organ. It does look like it could play a pretty mean tune, doesn't it? So, the reason I love this game so much is it's got an early 90s... Look at the early 90s 3D textures. I love this, the way this looks. Okay, we've got ourselves a rock fall. So, you barely avoid getting hit with a rock. Hey, we almost died. We're now in ancient Crete. And there's the maze center. So this is the platform from which we can reach the maze center. Obviously we can't do that. That seems to be a bottomless pit. We need to find a way to bridge the gap between there and the maze center. Maybe it does play Druid Sandstorm, you don't know. Alright. So we got ourselves an axe. Whoop. It's not P, it's T. I need to take, not pick up. Let's take the axe. And my axe. Yeah, I don't know. If you've ever seen the TV show Reboot, it reminds me of Reboot, which is one of my favorite one of my favorite TV shows. It really got me interested in computer science, which set the course for my entire life. Alright, we are inside another maze within a maze. This one is medieval themed. We're going to medieval times, guys. Oh, I missed the spot. So, the horse breeding, actually, that was because my grandpa raised American... It is not P, it is T for take. My grandpa raised American quarter horses, and I actually helped him breed them for a while. So, he's no longer with us, unfortunately, so I haven't done it in a long time. He actually sold the stud farm when I was a teenager, so it has been a long time, but I do remember those days, and I did have a lot of fun. And I do miss having access to horses. Oh, I missed a spot right in the middle of the maze. But it was a really interesting process that I'm probably not going to go into right here. But if you have more questions, I will answer them probably on Discord, Frozen Breeze. Alright. The Daedalus Tower and the Minotaur are things that show up commonly in Shin Megami Tensei series. Oh, I've only ever played Persona for that one. I started with Persona 3, so I am going to get to the other Shin Megami Tensei games eventually. Reboot. Too young to have watched it, but I heard the third season was awesome. Yes, the third and fourth seasons of Reboot are pretty cool. Unfortunately, it ends on a cliffhanger, and they did not finish it. Let's take us a paint can. Alright. So here we have a jukebox. There is a thing about this jukebox I've never understood. So let me save real quick. Save game. Okay. So if you look at this jukebox... If you look at this jukebox... you don't see anything, right? There's nothing here. But if you take from it, you take the silver key. I don't know what that is. You're allowed to take the silver key without actually having it be there. I think that's just a bug in the game. I'm gonna do it for real, though. There was a reboot. It was live action, though, and the characters from the original show only showed up, like, once. Alright, we've got ourselves a coin-operated bathroom. This must be Europe. So, there's no coin-operated bathrooms in America, at least not anymore. Maybe in a 1950s diner, but I don't think so. Alright, we're not going to waste our only quarter, though. We are going to put our quarter into this telephone. Hey! We got lucky. It's broken, and it just gave us all the quarters in the machine. I don't know how you're supposed to figure that out, other than just trying it. Persona 3 Fest was a hell of a game, amazingly fun. Yeah, they did change in Persona Portable. You were able to control the characters in Persona Portable, but you didn't have the Fest features. You didn't have the answer section of the game, which I always found to be annoying. Alright, we're going to take those quarters, and now we can go into the bathroom, because we have a bunch of quarters, and we don't have to worry about running out now. So let's use a quarter in the bathroom. The door opens for us. and let's go through. We're in a hedge maze. So one of the things I love about this game is you never quite know what's going to come next. Because it is a labyrinth throughout space and time, you can end up anywhere. My favorite Persona game is Persona 5 Royal, my second favorite game of all time. My favorite so far is Persona 3 Fes, which means Festival Edition. I liked Persona 4 well enough, and I haven't played Persona 5. I feel like Persona 4 was a much smaller story than Persona 3, which I guess is better in some ways, but not my thing. I just think it's funny how parts 3 and 4 of Persona follow the same arc as JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, because part 3 is a giant world-saving epic, and part 4 is a small-town murder mystery. I really wish the answer was in P3P, sad it won't appear. Wait, the answer isn't going to be in the remake? In Reloaded? That's stupid. That's the best part of that game. You get to play as Aegis, you get to... I'm not going to spoil things, but you get to help out. It's not so much of a downer ending anymore. I guess I spoiled that the ending is a downer, but... It's Persona. The ending is always sort of a downer. And there's a dial in the middle of this, hedge maze. It tells you it's 3 o'clock. It is now 4 a.m., so that's not accurate. But, it doesn't seem to matter. I don't know what the dial is there for. It seems to be just... There's a lot of red herrings in this game. And in fact, there are ways to play this game so poorly that you do make it impossible to finish. Using your last quarter is one of them. Also, JoJo and Persona, it's about, summoning your inner spirit to fight with. So it's basically the same story. That's right, Persona is a JoJo reference. We're going to pick up this automatic screwdriver. We're going to look at this thing on the wall. Hey, there's our answer for the slide puzzle we saw earlier. So 7, 2, 9, 10, 1, 11, 5, 13, 8, 15, 14, 12, 3, 4, 6. Oh, crap. I guess I'll take a picture. Let me take a picture. Print screen. There we go. Alright, I got a picture now. PSP remake of Persona 2 Eternal Punishment has been translated. I hope more people... I am going to play Persona 1 and 2 eventually. I hope to get to it soon, but those are extremely long games, and they're going to take a lot of stream time. So I'm trying to do things that go quickly right now. The reason I'm playing Sonic on stream right now is because one of my friends wanted to see it. We're almost to the end of this game, by the way, so if you need to go to bed, it's not going to be much longer. So let's see, we need to... First of all, I'm going to save because I can mess this up. Save. Game. Alright. Look. Nope. Move. I need to look at the jukebox. Okay. I need to use... I need to use a coin in the jukebox. And then I need to look at the return slot. Hey, there's the silver key. You take the silver key. Revelations Persona versus the PSP remake is a very hard decision. Why not both? Alright, so let's go back. We only have one way to go from here. We have to go back through where that rock slide was. I am going the wrong way. Okay. This maze I always forget the way through sometimes. Always sometimes. Unless you can read Japanese and play Megami Iranboku Persona, then play that. I can read some Japanese, but I'm probably not good enough. Definitely not good enough to play a full game, especially a text-heavy game. You decide that your head is no match for those rocks. Well, luckily we got protection. Hey, we picked up this helmet in the maze. Let's put it on. You are now wearing the helmet. Good thing you wore that protective headgear. Good thing. Thanks for the advice, then. When I get to Persona, I will remember that. I'll make a note of it. By the way, Frozen Breeze, if you have anything you want me to play on stream, feel free to add it to my queue. I've got a whole bunch of stuff from people who are regular watchers. I want to play stuff that you guys want to see. Alright. So we've got the combination to that door. Let's go put it in. Back through the clown maze. By the way, we've done all 3 mazes within mazes right now. In fact, all that's left is to finish the game. Whoops. First of all, let me come over here. Did I pick up the gold key? Let's find out. Oh, I remember what I have to do before I go up that door. Gold key, did I pick up the gold key? Where is the gold key? Oh, I think I remember. Okay. Alright, if you think of anything like your favorite games you want me to play, just feel free to add it to my list. I love playing new stuff. I try to go in blind without taking hints from anybody. Alright, we did get the silver key though, so let's open this door. Alright, open the door. I am already playing Sonic Adventure 2. Hey, it's the Maltese Falcon, let's take it. There's no reason to take it, but let's do it anyways. There's a lot of items in this game that have no use. I gotta remember where the gold key is. Where is the gold key? Oh, I think I know. Okay. Wait, no, that's... Crap. Okay. Anyways, let's take this iron key and these papers. I'm gonna take a quick look at the papers. Slate and Barcher, private detectives. Assignment: locate grave site of Big Earl Ardrey, died 1875, Revolver Springs, California. Problems: town destroyed in earthquake and fire on May 1st, 1882. Hey, that's the day after where we went to in the Labyrinth. Cemetery site and tombstones discovered, but no graves located. Find local newspaper for information on the possible relocation of graves before May 1st, 1882. Report results to client Judith Ardrey in Abalone, Arizona. Alright. So we have a hint that the graves were moved after a fire and earthquake. Give me just a moment to figure out where I need to go. I am going back to the Old West. So, when we moved those levers in the Moon Museum, it removed that platform. So now we have a free... Now we can open this door by sending a minecart through it. Hey, look at that. Whoso pulleth out this sword from the stone shall be the true-born king of all Britain. Alright, that's gonna be me. Let's take the sword. You appear to be the true-born king of all Britain. Yeah! My first act? Everybody love me. Alright, so here's the only time you have to close a door to find the lantern behind it. If you play without this lantern, you will eventually get to a part where you are soft-locked. So, I'll show you where that is later. I'd probably recommend Mega Man Star Force 3, Black Ace, but you need to play the entire series to get the context. They're all very long action RPGs. I mean, I played through with all of Sonic up until Sonic Adventure 2, so... just to learn the non-existent story, so that is something crazy that I am capable of doing. Yes, everybody love me. I am the true-born queen of all Britain. Alright, let's go and open this. Oh, I remember where the gold key is. Okay, it's behind this door. Alright, so I've got my picture here. I need to do 7, 2, 9, 10. It is an adventure game. There's always going to be a sliding puzzle. It is a prerequisite for all adventure games. Alright, 111,513. Eight, 15, 14, 12? Yeah, I don't know how the whole princess thing works out with being king and queen and princess, but I'll make it work. All shall love me and despair. Haha, we did it. Alright. Hey, what's this? We found the cask of Amontillado. Nice. To the Amontillado. If you're unfamiliar with that reference, that is an Edgar Allan Poe story, The Cask of Amontillado, wherein a man is walled inside a tomb by a person laying bricks. So, excellent reference by this game. There's the gold key. We got the gold key and a bike pump. If I ever make an adventure game, I'll make a skipping puzzle instead. Like a skipping rope? What do you mean by skipping puzzle? Alright, we're back in the hedge maze, but we don't need to be here, so let's just go back the way we came. So as you see, this place links up with the hedge maze. We came in a giant circle. Instead of a sliding puzzle, a skipping puzzle. I get it. Ha 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 ha. Sorry. I'm a little bit slow. He married his cousin. He did marry his cousin, but then so did Albert Einstein. It was not uncommon back in the day to marry your cousin. In fact, in a lot of cultures, marrying what was called cross cousins. So like if you were a guy, marrying your mother's sister's daughter, or if you were a girl, your father's brother's son, was actually quite common, and it was a way, of course, to keep all of the family assets in the same grouping, and also led to things like Habsburg's disease. So, not great, but that's after multi-generational cousin marriages. Actually, marrying your cousin is not that dangerous unless it's been going on for several generations. Unlock the door. I'm not advocating for cousin marriage. I'm just saying it's not as bad as people make it out to be. It's not like you're gonna immediately give birth to a person with a bunch of defects. Alright, we've got ourselves a teapot. Got ourselves a bucket, a broom, and a piece of paper. Hey, let's go see what we can make with that that printing press. Drop off laundry and a newspaper for room 14. Okay, well, we can get him a newspaper now. Oh, by the way, this door is a combination lock. We don't know the combination yet, so I'm gonna leave it alone. Gotta keep that blood pure. The McPoyles have been ruling over this land for generations. 1,000 years of unbroken bloodlines. My brother and I were just in the shower. Did you just say you were both in the shower? By the way, I'm quoting It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. If you have not seen, you should watch. I have not seen the new season of It's Always Sunny, and I wish I gotta actually get around to that. I haven't watched since like season 12. There was a Poe story based off the Spanish Inquisition. It is called The Pit and the Pendulum. That is also a good one. I read a whole bunch of his stories. I love the macabre, I love the dense and hard to figure out, which is why I'm playing this game. Alright, we got our thing on the printing press. Let's press it. The ending of The Pit and the Pendulum is kind of dumb, though. I don't like it. But whatever. Alright, let's see what we just printed. The Daily Bullet, straight from the revolver. April 30th, 1882. Cemetery moved for a railroad extension. All the graves in the Revolver Spring Cemetery have now been moved on as the railroad extension project continues. Okay, and that ends that story. And then over here, Indians leave town. After today's minor earthquake, every Indian in Revolver Springs disappeared without... Bike pump, bike pump. We don't talk about the bike pump. I can show you what the bike pump is used for. Actually, why don't I show you what the bike pump is used for? There is a use for it. It is not a useless item, but if you play the game right, it is useless. There's a reason I didn't move the purple lever before. Okay, first up, we've got a newspaper for Professor Garrett that tells him where the town cemetery moved to, so let's give that to him. Too far. Alright, let's use newspaper. Alright. Now, he just needs his lucky shirt so he doesn't die. Oh! I did not know what you were referring to, but now I do. There's a story about a furry and a bike pump. Not pleasant. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I've got to find a shirt for Professor Garrett. So this door is bolted shut. Whoops. Look at the door and use... Where's the screwdriver? I picked it up, right? Screwdriver. Oh, by the way, this noise is loud. We're about to come upon the loudest noise in the entire game, so I will warn you before we do it. We're gonna take the screw. Yeah, I got screwed. And we're gonna open the door. Hey, we're home! We got back to the world of the living. Although it seems strangely empty. Alright, we got ourselves a newspaper stand. We've got a lot of quarters, so let's go ahead and use one. Take a newspaper, close it. Let's take a look at that newspaper. Newspaper. I got screwed. Subway car vanishes. Police suspect foul play. Theft or special effect. Technology indistinguishable from magic. And I think the rest is lorem ipsum, because I cannot read it. So basically, they noticed my disappearance. But they said the subway car disappeared, but they didn't mention me. That's how bad it is. Nobody cares about me. Anyways, loudest noise in the game. If you're listening on headphones, you might want to turn it down. Here we go. Didn't your mother ever teach you... Didn't your mother ever teach you not to cross the street against the light? That hurt. Alright. We are in the bottom of a well. Alright. And we are now in a surreal maze. So this is the weirdest part of the game. We have to go through it 3 times. This maze appears to be too surreal to map. Alright. How the hell do we get through? Well, one thing you'll notice is we entered it from the north, and we leave it from the south. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the maze. You ever just get hit? Yeah, that's what happens when you try to cross the street against the light. You get hit by lightning and fall into a surreal maze. Some sort of hell dimension. Alright, so we're in the surreal maze. What we're going to do is we're going to go east or west until we get to the same room we were just in. And then we're going to go south until we leave the maze. Haha! We are at a Mayan ziggurat. By the way, I love the animation on the stuff in this maze. I'm just going to take a look at it real quick. All the different rooms are so cool. Again, alien geometries. I am a big fan of alien geometries. This place is cool. But basically, we can get anywhere we're going by coming to a room like this and going south until we get to the ziggurat. However, if we're on the same track that we entered, it will go on forever. So we have to move to the west, east or west. Oh, that was a new room type. Look at water ripples. We gotta move to the east or west until we get to the room we want to go to. I am in the wrong spot. There we go. Let's go south. There we go. So if we get to that, what I do is I look for a room that looks like this. And then I go south until I get to the ziggurat. Alright. So, what we do is we use this to open the ziggurat. And this is why we needed a lantern. If you don't pick up the lantern before you come down here, you will never be able to finish the game. You will be stuck here for the rest of your life. So let's turn on the lantern. Oh, I hope these rooms appear in your dreams. They are awesome rooms. I love these rooms. Where's the lantern? I've picked up too many things. Use the lantern. Alright, now we can see. Alright, we've got more red, purple, and yellow levers. Oh, hey, there's Professor Garrett's shirt. Let's take it. Alright, here is the other door that will never open. As you can see, it looks like we should be able to go that way. But this door doesn't open. Nobody knows how to open it. I don't know how to open it. I played this game 1,000 times. I don't know how to open it. Anyways, we moved the red and purple levers. We moved the red and yellow levers. Let's move the purple lever now. Oh god, what have we done? Worlds.com! Oh my god, I haven't thought of that in forever. You begin to feel dizzy. You feel better, but less sure of your whereabouts. Okay. Well, we got Professor Garrett's shirt, so let's go deliver that to him. Whoops! I pressed the wrong button. I accidentally left the window. Alright. Whoops. Use card key. I need to use the card key. There it is. Move the orange button. Oops, went the wrong way. Alright, so we have a dirty shirt. Let's clean the shirt. Let's put the shirt in the laundry. Alright, inventory, dirty shirt. There it is. Good, that needed to be cleaned. Alright, so now Professor Garrett has his lucky shirt and a newspaper that tells him how to find Mad Dog Madigan's tomb. I figured this out by myself as a child. I think I was about 10 when this game came out. So, I just played it until I figured it out. You know, you have to read, you have to look at things, you have to think about it. Where is Professor Garrett's journal? Professor Garrett's journal. There it is. I must have skipped over it. Alright, so we look at the end of the journal now, and it has a new entry. I cannot believe my good fortune, although I do not understand it. Just as I was preparing to leave, one of the hotel maids brought me, of all things, my lucky shirt and a newspaper. I have no idea how the shirt got here, but that was only the beginning of my amazement. The newspaper that was with it was not a local or even a new one. It was nothing less than the last newspaper to be printed in the town of Revolver Springs before the town was burned in 1882. One surprise led to another. The newspaper says that the local cemetery was being moved at the time, the graves already being relocated to a nearby hill. Only the tombstones had yet to be moved. There on April 30th, when the paper was printed, they had no way of knowing that then the town would be destroyed the very next day. I now know the location of the grave of Mad Dog Madigan, the outlaw who first discovered the ziggurat of the Sorcerer King. I have delayed our expedition to the ziggurat, and will leave tomorrow for the site of Revolver Springs, where I believe I will find Madigan's grave, and I hope the map that will reveal the entrance to the treasure chamber underneath the ziggurat. I was so excited that I had to telegraph my old friend Cornelius Lyons with the news. Cornelius, who has been excavating on the island of Crete, has made his own discovery. He believes that he's found the tomb of King Minos himself in a cave in the hills near Lado. For fear of grave robbers, he has sealed the cave with a heavy iron door locked with a combination lock. Hey, we saw that earlier. He should be entering the cave for the first time tomorrow. As luck would have it, today was his 40th birthday, so he was able to reply to his message with a double congratulations. All that sense of doom has lifted from me. I am now positive that this expedition will meet with success. So now we know that the day that this entry was made was the 40th birthday of the person who put that door in place. So let's see what his actual birth date would be. Yep, it all circles back. 4/8/12, so his birthday is 4/8/72. Let's go put that in the door. His birth date. Whoops. Dang it. I misclicked. I have to click all the way around until it gets back to 0. Alright, and let's open the door. We're in King Minos' tomb. Alive! This is our friend Skelly. Hi Skelly, how you doing? I think he's alive. It says right here that the skeleton is alive. Let's not disturb him though. And we got ourselves a pith helmet. I love pith helmets. If I could wear a pith helmet and pull it off, I would wear a pith helmet every single day of the week. Pith helmet, where are you? So the pith helmet actually serves the same function as the helmet. I just like wearing it, so I'm going to put it on. You are now wearing the pith helmet. He is very alive, and here is the tomb of King Minos. You courageously open the sarcophagus. However, King Minos is not inside. He is alive. Let's take the Cretan ornament inside, though. We're going to need it to finish the game. Alright. Oh. Okay. So, what happens here is basically, if you pull the purple lever in the Moon Museum, the subway car gets crushed. And that's what that scream was about. However, I guess pulling the lever in the Mayan ziggurat doesn't crush the subway car. I thought it did, but I guess not. Anyway, the bike pump is, if the subway car is in a crushed state, you can use the bike pump to restore it back to its normal shape. Anyways, alright, through this door, the loudest sound in the world is coming again, so watch out everybody. Here it is. Yes, Fred or Alive is back. Okay, so now we pull a second lever. Let's just pull the red lever. Alright, when you have pulled both levers of a single color, a bridge platform is moved into place in front of the ziggurat. So our goal now is to make that bridge. We got the Mayan ornament for this door, so let's see what that's about. Hey, it slides open for us. Alright, there's nothing in here but a throne. Let's move it. Aha! Alright, and there's a can of paint. That's all that's in here. We'll find out why later. Alright, what else can we do here? Anything else? I think I've done everything I can. Alright. We're going back to the, space station. And the fact that we helped... Oops, where am I going? Wrong way. Alright, so since I helped Professor Garrett find the treasure room of the ziggurat, the future has changed. And if I go to the Moon Museum... First of all, I'm going to move the purple lever. This will put the bridge platform for purple in place, and the only one left is yellow. Alright, now look at this. Hey, he found the treasure room, and he found an artifact. Let's see if there's any information on it. The main goal of this game is to make a bridge. It is a bridge construction simulator all along. This unique exhibit is the star of Professor Martin Garrett's illustrious career in archaeology, discovered in his expedition to the ziggurat of the Sorcerer King near Uxmal, in Central America. This find and its accompanying artifacts aided Professor Garrett in rewriting the history of the Mayan people. Clues uncovered in the treasure room of the Sorcerer King kept Garrett and his successors busy throughout the 20th century and led to practically every discovery of importance in Central and South America. According to the legends, the Sorcerer King used this talisman to destroy the palaces of his enemies by using it on the keystones of about those structures. Note that part of the decoration shows lightning bolts striking a ziggurat, or pyramid in the Mayan style. By aiming the talisman at the foundation stone of a pyramid, palace, or city, and unleashing its magical power, the Sorcerer King devastated all his rivals within a decade. How he was overthrown is not known. However, after his death, his enemies destroyed all monuments to him and descriptions of his reign of terror. Strangely, quite a few of the other palaces discovered after the Sorcerer King's treasure room was found had been destroyed in one way or another. New World's development obtained this priceless relic from the estate of Professor Martin Garrett and makes no claims about the supernatural power of this exhibit, but we wouldn't point it at anything. Alright, so this is the weapon we need to destroy the labyrinth. Let's, take it.
Attention.
Oh crap.
Attention. The museum security system has now been activated. Please do not
we set off the security systems. Let's run like hell.
proceed immediately to the nearest exit. If you require
card
assistance,
key.
please see the nearest security
There it is.
representative.
Alright, let's get the hell out of here before we're
Attention.
taken by the police. Ah, damn it, we got taken by the police. Alright, well, nothing to do here but wait until they let me out. Let's, use this bed. Nah, let's just, move the covers. Oh, hey! We got ourselves some protection. Let's take that gun. Sorry if that scared you, Breeze. Alright, so this is another place where you can soft lock the game. If you came here without picking up the iron key in the detective's office, you are stuck here forever. You got me, game. You got Breezy. He'll never forget this moment. Anyways, so we are able to unlock the iron door and get out. However, if you don't get that key first, you're stuck. You're just stuck. Not fair, really. Okay. All we have to do is move the yellow lever, and then this game is over. Okay, loudest noise in the world coming up again. Oh, there is one thing I want to point out. It does look like you can go further along this street. Hey, Ketchup! We're actually almost done, but thanks for joining us. I love seeing you. Why did the bike fall over? Okay, so it looks like you can continue down this street, but there's no way to cross, there's no way to get the light to change to green. So, if anybody ever figures that out, there might be more to this game than we know. But I doubt it. I think it's just to fake you out. Anyway, here comes the loudest noise in the game. Anybody using headphones should probably turn them down. So one of the things you'll notice about falling there is that there was a big section where it very quickly went through. You're supposed to float down like Alice in Wonderland, but it's based off of the speed of your processor. So the fact that the processors at the time had like 256 kilobaud as a maximum means that it runs much faster than it should. Because it was too tired. Ah, you got me. Okay, going south again. Alright, all we have to do is pull the yellow lever and this game is done. Alright, we built the bridge. We can get to the center of the maze. Oh, hello, Mr. Bull. So this is cool. He animates to follow you wherever you're looking. Yeah, game mechanics were tied to the frame rate, but that's the only place where it matters. Anyways, let's get rid of this bull. It's weird. Why are there two mirrors here, and why are they reflecting light at the bull? Well, let's cover those up. Oh, before I finish the game, there is one thing I want to do. Okay, there is one thing I will do before I actually finish this game. Alright, that's one mirror. Let's take a look at the bull. He's looking a little pale now. You know what? I'll do whatever I want to this bull. Hello, bull. How you doing today? I like animals. I really do. I love animals. However, I'm not a vegetarian, so I'm still kind of a piece of shit. Anyways, let's get the other can of paint. cover it over. And now our friend is gone. However, he left behind a slot that looks familiar. I know, yeah, I know what you did. Actually, that would be Pasiphae's son, the Minotaur. So, I hope those horns weren't fully formed when it was coming out, because that would hurt like hell. I don't really want to be a vegetarian. I enjoy eating meat way too much. Of course, if they have lab-grown meat, I would definitely use that instead. Alright. Hey! It's the keystone of the pyramid. All we have to do is hit it with the talisman to destroy it. But, first of all, I'm going to go back. In fact, let's just save here. Save. I'm going to show you how you figure out most of the things in this game. So if you remember Morgan the fortune teller, he is in the clown maze. Let's go back to the clown maze real quick. Morgan the fortune teller is actually a hint system, but he'll only give you hints after you found the extra quarters. So let's go see what those hints are. So you have to play pretty far into the game before Morgan will give you hints. If you forget about him, I mean, it's just over. You have no idea. So this is how you figure out most of the things in this game. Or at least how I did. Is I found Morgan, the fortune teller. Hi, Morgan. Let's use our coins. There they are. We've got 11 coins. Let's see what he says. The future is what the past has made it. Now this one is super generic, but of course it just means we can change the future by putting things in the past, which, you know, helps us with Professor Garrett's line. If you cannot reach your goal, you must learn to build bridges. That one seems pretty self-obvious. They get more specific the more quarters you use. A blank piece of paper is full of potential. So, just bringing your attention to the blank piece of paper that you can use it on an item in the printing press. Beep beep, Harpo marks. I'm not sure what that one's about, actually. Yeah, I have no idea what that one's about. Beep, beep. Great power hides behind the throne of kings. This is the big one, because it does not look like you can move that throne, but you can. So this one's basically telling you, look behind the throne for the item that you need. So this is one of the ones that I needed to finish the game when I was a kid. What? There we go. You will meet a tall, dark stranger. I think this one's probably about Daedalus, I'm not sure. Beep beep, wise words. Harpo Marx was a mime. No, he was just in silent movies. He was not a mime. Sometimes a closed door holds greater opportunity than an open one. So this was the one that tells you how to find the lantern. So basically it's saying go around closing doors until you find something. And of course the lantern was hidden behind a door. Some doors were never meant to be opened, so we know of 2 of those in the game. Basically, I guess it's saying if you can't figure out how to open a door, just forget about it. So that's the biggest clue, that there's nothing behind those doors. If one could speak to the past, how would it answer? Again, this is about helping you with Professor Garrett. Now that I look at it, the hint system is really esoteric. It's all done with mirrors. This is of course telling you how to get rid of the bull. And this is my final coin. Whatever will be, will be. Doris Day. Alright. Good hint system. Now that I'm looking at it, it is not as useful as I remember. The big ones were about the lantern and the throne. Those are 2 hints that I absolutely needed. Alright, let's load the game. Alright, we're back at the Mayan Ziggurat. Let's use our Mayan talisman Oh, before I forget, let's save. There we go. This is a save at the very end of the game. I like to have a save right before the end so I can rewatch the ending if I want to. Alright, Mayan Talisman. Let's use it. This is the end of the game, guys. How can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real? Good point. Alright, here we go. Click. You blast the keystone with the talisman. With this keystone destroyed, the labyrinth shreds into unreality. It certainly is quiet here. You have done well, my friend. The labyrinth is destroyed, and the spirit of King Minos has fled back into the other world. Yay, Daedalus is back, and he's got wings. Now I am free again. After many long years of slavery, I am in your debt. I don't control this, I have to wait for him to talk. Still, I must follow the evil king and watch him carefully. Who knows what new plots may be hatching. Ooh, sequel hook? I chose well when I summoned you from Earth, immortal. Hail and farewell. Bye. It certainly is quiet here. Again, nobody cares that you disappeared from the world. Say, when you were something outside of time and space used to be, where exactly are you? If you'd like to find out, watch for... Labyrinth of Time 2, Lost in a Land of Dreams. Yep, this is a sequel that does not exist. Now, Wormkeep Entertainment still exists. They're still selling their games on Steam. In fact, you can buy this on Steam right now. But, they just, I don't know. I kind of wish they would finish it. I don't know what Bradley Schenk and Michael Todorovich are doing now. But I wish them well, and I hope they one day make this game. Yeah, it's unfortunate when you put a sequel hook in your game and then don't make the sequel. Sorry, guys. I would love to see it, though. I would really love to see it. But that's the entire Labyrinth of Time, everybody. Thanks for watching. Frozen Breeze OC and Stupid Ketchup, thank you for talking with me, even though it's 4 a.m., almost 5 a.m. Everybody on Twitch who watched in the past, everybody on YouTube in the future who are watching, I love you all. Yep, thanks for watching, Ketchup. Thanks for watching Frozen Breeze. I love you guys so much. But that's it for me. I play this game whenever I'm feeling kind of sad in the middle of the night. And I'll stream it whenever I do, but of course no one usually watches because it's the middle of the night. I'm kind of glad Pickles woke me up. My cat was rather insistent that I wake up, and after she woke me up, I could not sleep anymore. Which is fine, because I started sleeping at like 4 p.m. yesterday, so I would have woken up anyways. But, that's it. That's my story. This is one of my favorite games, and I'm glad you guys watched. I'm actually a little bit tearing up because it's making me happy. Anyway, thanks for sharing this moment with me, you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Oh, by the way, the game just crashes if I click the button. If I click, the game just crashes out. Anyway.